I can't take the golf club back without a mechanical thought. Trying to do something or accomplish something, or as I'm coming back into I tell you what, I swung and missed the ball one time because I forgot what I was. I forgot what my swing thought was in the middle of my backswing.
Mike Schmidt had tremendous athletic gifts growing up, but he didn't become Mike Schmidt just on the basis of his athletic gifts. He became Mike Schmidt because he took the athletic gifts and combined it with an incredibly cerebral approach to baseball, which he later applied to golf. I'm going to say something that can't be argued with. Mike Schmidt, Darren, is the greatest living baseball Hall of Famer with whom I have played golf. Now that,
well, that's quite a compliment. That was going around, a couple of months ago after Willie Mays died, right?
yeah, well, yes, although I never, but okay, I'm glad you brought up Willie Mays.
The Giant star slugger Willie Mays is the big man of the moment. Dodger pitcher Claude Osteen delivers. Willie connects and hammers it 380 feet over the right field fence for his 512th round tripper. And he also hammers a new National League career home run record into the books.
I wanted to wear my uniform exactly like Willie wore his, with the tight pants and the high socks and all that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, amazing man.
Willie and a lot of ball players of that generation didn't have the benefit of higher education like you did. But I remember Roger Angell telling me this, was one of the great baseball writers of all time. And he said, no matter how complicated the situation was, first and third, 1 out versus 2 outs, a 1-run game versus a tie game, you hit a ball to Willie Mays, and he would know exactly what to do with it.
He probably grew into that, with the players he played with, the managers that he had. He probably, I was going to say he didn't get it from me, but it's something that I always remember about, the way I played the game. I always felt like, and Willie as well, I'm sure, was like one step ahead of everybody else. He saw things happening before they happened.
Cleveland's big words hit one of Don Little's offerings. A wicked blast to straight center. And Willie Mays caught it. Cleveland never fully recovered.
I've seen that highlight of Chase Utley in the World Series. Remember stepping on second base and then throwing the guy on third who was trying to score out at home?
Yep. When
he really didn't have another play. So you gotta believe Chase knew that was a possibility before the play happened. Those are unique players that play the game in that way.
I think one of the things you get from Mike Schmidt, one of the things that makes him an original, is that he has a plan and an approach to getting better. And I take a lot from that. In your own baseball life and in your own golf life, where were you on the analysis versus instinct?
Over the line. on a 0 to 10 scale, 10 being a wacky, over-analytical guy, and 0 being somebody that just played the game and had no idea what he was doing. He just wanted to have fun. I'm like a 12. I'm that same way at golf. My brain is wired to want to figure it out. My brain is wired overboard on the whole feel side of both baseball and golf. It still is, actually. Golf's my game now, but to a fault. It's really hard to explain to people that that's where my fun comes from. My fun comes from, I wish it were different, but my fun comes from the analytical side, the mechanics of the swing, correcting from stroke to stroke, swing to swing. I'm correcting. Unless I hit a really, really good shot, strike the ball perfectly, and it sounds good and all that, then I will carry that over. That feeling. I just don't walk to the next shot. I will walk to the next shot remembering how I hit the last shot. And if I hit a bad shot, I will walk to the next shot, trying to figure out why I hit the bad shot. Not well, let's go get it up and down. But in baseball, maybe to a fault, but I believe that personality helped me become the player that I became. For sure, I would have enjoyed the game more if I were way down on that scale, closer to 0 than 10. I would have had more fun. I would have looked in the stands at the fans. I would have been more entertaining. I probably would have had a better relationship in Philadelphia, with the fans. If I played the game with a smile on my face, as opposed to more of a sense of mechanics and worry and fear of failure and all those kind of things. So, well, that's my answer to your question. It's a long answer, but it really describes me more than people might realize.
Schmidt had another approach, and it was very similar to Tiger's. How many guys did Tiger own, on the first tee on Sunday? Even if the other guy, was only a shot behind him, he might as well have been 6 shots behind him. If you watch Schmidt's baseball career, like just walking from the on-deck circle to the plate, even that was exciting with Schmidt, because he was trying to get in the pitcher's head to figure out, what is this guy going to throw me in this situation, and what am I going to do with it? Once you, as the opponent, are in their orbit, they already own you. And that's why this guy hit 500 plus home runs and, did everything else that he did.
Much like golf, we've heard in golf that pre-shot routine is so important that it stays the same all the time to allow you to focus, to allow you to, in some way ignore the pressure, get the negative, input that you might have in your mind, the fear of failure, those kind of things, to let it leave. And a lot of times, in fact, probably most of the time, we don't even know we're doing it. It's just the way that we don't even know. It's just our routine. I mean, people tell me I used to wiggle my butt at home plate. And I didn't know I was doing that. I had no idea I was doing that. And, our waggle over the golf ball generally is exactly the same. Now when I play golf, I have no pre-shot routine. I don't believe I'm good enough anymore to have a pre-shot routine. Michael, you know that? I mean, what am I doing standing behind the ball? I'm getting ready to shoot 86, right? My playing partners are going, what the heck is he doing?
What was your approach to trying to hit it hard without looking like you were ever trying to hit it hard?
Well, there again, I don't realize that. In golf, guys will say, "How do you swing so smooth?" And I feel like I'm grunting. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm trying to kill it, but to my playing partners, it looks smooth. And I think that's age, for one thing.
No, I saw you when you were playing golf at your best. You never had a hit. There was no hit in it. It was a swing. Even when you were trying to play on the senior tour, I remember that period. It was beautiful.
Yeah. I believe if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. I really believe that. And there were a lot of times, either in season, during the season, off season, or whatever, I didn't like what I was getting. And it was 150 strikeouts. I did not like that. I need to figure out a change to cut those things down, because my God, 150 strikeouts, if you cut them down to, say, 80, 85, imagine how much better your stat line would be. Simple, right? Simple.
We all have limits to our athleticism. We all have limits to our intellectual ability. But one of the things you take from Mike Schmidt is, if you apply your intelligence to the athletic ability you have, you can get better. You're so analytical, you're so athletic, have very scientific in your approach to everything that you do. What was it about the short game where you couldn't get over the hump and get to whatever level you were to get to that next level where you needed to be?
Probably didn't put enough time in on the short game. Probably with my approach, my interest in the mechanical side, probably spent way too much time on the range beating balls. I never went to the range to refine my swing.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, I never and still don't have my swing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A swing that's mine.
Mm-hmm.
You probably would say you have your, I know what my swing is. I have no idea what my swing is. And by that, I mean, I can't take the golf club back without a mechanical thought, trying to do something or accomplish something or, as I'm coming back into I tell you what, I swung and missed the ball one time because I forgot what I was, I forgot what my swing thought was in the middle of my backswing.
What was your feeling when you saw Michael Jordan take his leave from basketball and try to play baseball? You did a sort of something similar in your different way, but go from baseball to golf.
My thought was, if I could get and become the hitting coach on that team, I could teach him to hit. And I think, as I remember back then, I had his email or his phone number. Well, in fact, I still have something from Michael on this thing right here, but I have a nickname for him on there. But I had something that goes back a long time ago, right?
Right.
40 years or whatever it is. And I sent him a couple of emails or texts related to that thought of, getting down through that baseball. Natural swing is a slight uppercut. I know if we're in our backyards when we're little kids, we're trying to hit it over the neighbor's house, right? We're not trying to hit it into the neighbor's house. Right. Trying to hit it over. So yeah, I mean, I admire Michael for trying that, for doing that. I mean, what the heck? I mean, that took a lot of guts to do that.
Yeah, yeah. He was so leggy. He was sort of like Darryl Strawberry.
Right.
It was neat to try. So you think you could have helped him?
I do. I know for a fact I could have.
That's
I can help any hitter.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you can. He always wanted that last shot, and then when he gave up, basketball for good, he really got into golf. But I think with golf, it's like with golf, you're always the guy taking the last shot because it's all on you all the time.
Right.
They talk about the caddy. The caddy really is zero in the end because you're the guy with the clubs in the hand. You're going to play the shot. So here's the crazy question: as great as your career was, if you could have had an equivalently great career in golf, we're saying at the Trevino level, because I would say that is your level. I mean, it is your level.
Yeah. I see myself as Tom Watson.
Tom Watson can't know what it's like to be Mike Schmidt, really, and you can't know what it's like to be Tom Watson. But if you think about the whole body of your life, could you imagine devoting yourself to golf and achieving a Watson-like level versus being Mike Schmidt and achieving what you did in baseball? Could a life in golf have been as satisfying for you as a life in baseball?
Absolutely. To reach that level in golf would be a lot harder than it would in baseball. I guess the really big question is, would I have the mental ability to become a great golfer as opposed to what it took in baseball? I'd like to say I'd have figured it out in either sport.
Yeah, I bet you would have. I'll bet you would have.
I would have figured it out.
Now that is spoken like a real Hall of Famer.